Welcome back, guys. I hope you are well. In today's video, we're going to look at 3 more UFO videos that you guys have sent me over on our Discord. You can do the same. Join the Discord through the link in the description. It's completely free. I would love to see the videos that you think are undebunkable or hard to debunk. I'll try my best to debunk them. I've taken 3 of the ones that you sent me recently, and I will try my best to explain them. Okay, I'm not sure I can debunk all of them, so to say, but I will at least be able to offer some explanation that hopefully sheds some light on those. So the first video we're going to discuss was recorded over the Mexican volcano called Popocatépetl. And it says that a televisa camera captured an unidentified anomalous object, a UAP, entering the crater, from which we could establish that he went through a portal. Okay, so let's look at this footage from which we can establish that he went through a portal. I'm going to go full screen and go all the way tiny into the corner because some of you guys have like pointed this out to me. It's like, can you please disappear when you show us the footage? We don't want to see your face when you show. Okay, fine. Here I am. See, I'm tiny in the corner. I'm just hiding up here. All right, let's go. So here you can see amazing classic 240p footage. I mean, that's at least 100 pixels that make up this whole clip. And you can see this light coming from the right-hand side and then seemingly descending into the crater, right? That's how it looks. Now, it is pretty common that we see UFO activity around volcanoes. It's one of those stories that keep reoccurring, and actually there is a good reason for that. There's a great video that I can recommend, and I'll link it down in the description, from the so-called Thunderbolts project, and this guy breaks down in like a 12-minute video how it's pretty common that we get like plasmoids, plasma in some shape or form, shooting out of volcanoes, and it's a geological phenomenon that's actually not that rare, okay? So that explains a lot of these sightings, because especially around this particular volcano in Mexico, Popocatépetl, I can't stop saying it, it's a great word. We get loads of videos online of like light slowly coming out of the crater, or like stripes of light going into the crater, and a lot of that can be explained using this plasmoid, so I'd recommend you check out this video. But this particular case that we're looking at here, I don't think we can explain this by simply saying it's plasma. It might be plasma, but to be honest, the way it moves, I mean, plasma is something that, you know, that moves in a certain linear way, a little bit maybe like ball lightning or something, right? It moves in a certain way, while this one seems to stop and turn around and then descend towards the crater. Now, I love the absolute flawless logic that this person who posted this says from this video they could establish that it went through a portal. UFO community, bro, in top shape, in absolute top shape today. Well, we don't know what it is, and we don't know really where it went, so it must have gone into a portal, right? It's incredible. But my main question is, how can this UFO fly so close to the lava and the hot, potentially erupting volcano, right? Is it covered in aloe vera? Is this an insight we get from this video? That UFOs are just like covered in a protective shield of aloe vera, and that's why? No, that's not what it is. To be honest with you, I watched this video and I read the comments and especially the title of it as well, and it's like there's so much wrong with it, okay? First of all, why does it cut before it actually enters the volcano? Well, because it's not entering the volcano. It is impossible from a video like this to discern whether this craft, whatever it is, this light, flies at the center point of the volcano, right? Like in the middle where the lava would be, where the most heat is condensed, or behind the volcano. Right? We just don't know because we have no measure of distance in this video. So I think from the way it moves, it's pretty clear that it's not aliens. My theory is what we're looking at here is a helicopter. It might also be a drone, but my suspicion is a helicopter, and here's what I think gives it away. Look at the smoke. At this point, the smoke is pretty still. It's pretty steady. As soon as it descends slowly towards the smoke, look how it gets blown away. Did you see this? Let me go back. In the close-up, look how the smoke reacts. That's how smoke reacts. That is exposed to a helicopter rotor or something. It makes a lot of air going towards the ground, and so you get these swirls, the exact swirls that you kind of see here. Look, it might also be a big drone. It is pretty common, you know, that we fly drones over volcanoes to get shots like these ones, right? It's very impressive stuff. However, this particular footage allegedly is from 2013. Drones were less common at that time. Again, it's another nudge towards a helicopter. So I think we're just looking at a helicopter here. I think the footage has been sped up slightly. And that's also kind of given away in how fast that smoke moves. The whole thing seems to be running at maybe 50% increased speed or something, which makes it look slightly alien and strange. But I love the whole logic, right? The logic that this UFO is flying into a portal, that it's clearly flying into the crater, which we can't really estimate. You know, the distance, the whole thing makes no sense, and it just illustrates once again that the UFO community is not very good at critically questioning incidents like this. So I'll give it a big debunk, because I think that's what it is. If you have another take on it, then please leave it down in the comment section below. I say helicopter. Next video. Now this one was recorded in 2015 over Hawaii. We get some beautiful landscape shots here. Let's take a look. I think we get like French lady talking in the background. I don't know what she says. I don't speak French. Maybe leave it down in the comments if you can understand what this person says. Let's go.
Le 30 août 2015, peu le passage de l'ouragan Ignacio, cet objet volant non identifié d'un diamètre, évalué entre 4 à 5 mètres, a été filmé par un touriste sur l'île de Molokai.
So we get like fairly sharp still shots of it. The actual footage itself is still like absolutely potato footage. But as you can see, it's a little bit sharper than the other one, and it clearly shows some kind of metallic circular disc-shaped object. It seems to have like some, I don't know, in the close-up you can kind of see it. It seems to have some bolts or something going around the edge of it. The top seems to have a slightly different color, but if you look at the footage later on, look at that. We're getting quite a bit of detail here of this object. But when I watched this footage for the first time, immediately my alarm bells went off, and I tell you why. There's not much happening towards the end. It's just a bunch of more stills. They're just stretching it out towards the end. So in the beginning, you see, I'm going to mute the sound. Forgive me, I can't handle that. But in the beginning, you see slightly chubby man filming this with his phone, right? And he's filming it. And I'm like, hold on a second. Why was there a cut? Why was there a cut between him holding this up? Because he's clearly filming it right now, and he's got a second person behind him filming him. Why does this person, if he's filming this object right now, why is this person not like seamlessly filming over to the object and then zooming into it? Instead, notice how we get a cut. There it is, right? That's strange. That's not right to me. That doesn't make much sense, okay? So why is it so conveniently cut and we don't get like a smooth zoom to the object? Now, I did some research on this and I was thinking, Hawaii, Who else is from Hawaii? Well, third phase of moon is also from Hawaii. And look, I'm not gonna case any judgment on the footage that third phase of moon releases. I think they do a great job at doing that themselves. But as it turns out, they released that footage as well. And they seem to have the original. I mean, this is much sharper footage, but it's edited slightly different, right? So from Chubby Man in this version, we're cutting to the still frame of the object, and then we're cutting to the actual footage, and again, it's better footage. It's much more crisp. I don't know if it's intentionally made worse for this Reddit post or whether it's just a compression when you upload the video to Reddit, but here we go. So we get actually quite a bit of detail. As I said before, the top seems to have a slightly different color. There seem to be these bolts going around the edge of it, and I hate these fast cuts that they have in this video. It's like, if you get this footage, like if you got a film like this, why do you cut away? Why did he just cut away from it? Just give us seamless footage, right? So for all we know, and especially considering that we did not get a like smooth zoom from guy filming it into this valley, zooming into the object, it could absolutely be something that's just dangling from a wire in front of the camera. Also, if you see something like this and you're recording it, why do you not film the surroundings a little bit? Why don't you create some footage where you zoomed out a bit longer, maybe film some objects in the environment around it just to give some context? And why is this clip so short? You know what I mean? They're just regurgitating. It looks like a long clip if you're looking at it this way now, but why is it like constantly regurgitating the same 15 seconds over and over again? And to be honest with you, a lot of people were in the comments and they're like, yeah, bro, listen, I work on cars. I'm familiar with what we see here. It's basically a wheel hub or like a drum brake. That's what it is. It's a piece of the car. It's kind of the piece that sits behind the wheel that you usually don't see. Here's an example of one that probably is quite similar. It has the top that has a slightly different color. It has these bolts on it. It has these layers underneath here. So it's just like, if you look at images like this or diagrams, it's almost like a perfect match, I would say, in terms of the shape and how it looks. And you can totally see if someone would want to hoax UFO footage and you find an old rusty drum brake like that, dude, that looks cool. It's got all the little intricate details there, the mechanical parts. It's almost perfect. If you get that to dangle in front of the camera somehow, dude, it's almost a perfect match. Now, that's just my take. Obviously, it's not a 100% debunk, but dude, I mean, the way it looks, the way that we get this very suspicious cut in the beginning there, that there's no smooth zoom on the object, the fact that it was released on third phase of moon, plus that the cousin brothers are actually based in Hawaii as well, it's just the list of questions on this gets longer and longer. So I would say it's probably debunked. That was a small debunk, okay? We're giving it a small debunk, not the full size, because it might be aliens. I mean, share your thoughts on this down in the comment section below. Do you think it's aliens, or do you think it's a drum break? Or maybe you can identify it as a different object. I think someone was trying to generate clicks by faking a UFO. That's my personal take. I'm not saying who. I'm not saying putting any allegations out there, right? I would never do such a thing. But dude, it's very suspicious. Let's move on. Now, the last clip is not a UFO. The last clip is a cryptid video. You know that I like to mix those in every now and then. You know, the occasional frozen alien body in Russia or something. I go there and then I explain it. But here we have a video that was allegedly recorded in the Amazon River. So this guy, he's out in this paddling boat. It's a very small boat. And check what he awakes as he puts his paddle into the water. Keep an eye on it. Kind of see big creature there, a bit of a fin there. Look at it. This is huge, dude. This is a huge creature, but it doesn't end there. Look at that. Oh, dude, you do not want to be in that boat in that moment, man. I would be. Oh my god. That is a tiny boat. That is not a good situation to be in a kayak. Look at that, they don't stop. Look at this, look how it's like bursting off and creating these huge waves, even in the distance, right? Did you see this? Even in the distance, causing these massive splashes over there. It's just completely off the charts. Now, I think, I'm gonna mute the audio, I think what we can safely assume is, especially looking at this footage in the end, that it's not one creature. Right? So you have like, this is like what, 50 meters away, and then you got these massive waves just going away from the boat here as if something is swimming off. So it's clearly several creatures. And I did some research on this and I wasn't aware of this. There's a really easy explanation for what we see here. First of all, it's most likely not been recorded in the Amazon River, okay? Because a lot of people post in the comments, they're like, well, I saw this footage before a year ago, and at that time, it was actually posted that it's supposed to be in Florida. And that gives us a little bit of a hint to what this is, because there's one creature in Florida that gets very easily disturbed and that gets very, very quickly stressed out and overreacts, okay? And here's another video. The reaction is not as big, but here's this guy with this cheeky smile throwing some bait into the river. Check it out. Very, very similar effect, right? Just by throwing something into the water. And it turns out this is very normal behavior for manatees, okay? You get these clips as well. Apparently, and I'm going to play this without sound, it's basically a report on some local news station in Florida talking about how everyone touches these manatees and they freak out completely. Apparently, they're like hypersensitive to stress. And if you just touch them while they are resting, they do exactly what you see here, right? They freak out completely. It's very normal behavior. And in fact, touching them in the state of Florida is actually against the law. So a lot of people that you see here are breaking the law by just touching it with one finger. You're breaking the law and you can be fined, they say in this video, up to $500, right? Just for touching a manatee. So it's pretty common phenomenon, and I wasn't aware that manatees freak out like that if you just disturb them a little bit. But apparently they do. So I think it's safe to say that this quite admittedly very impressive footage and slightly mysterious footage when you don't know what it is just a bunch of manatees. And apparently another thing is like it ripples out, right? So if one manatee freaks out, the one next to it freaks out as well, and then the next one over there, they just all suddenly start panicking. And that explains how you get like these huge splashes of water even in the distance, because it's just manatees all, it's like a chain reaction, right? One of them freaks out, they all freak out. But it is still very disturbing and frightening footage in my opinion, dude. I do not want to be in that kayak when these ginormous manatee creatures start panicking right under your boat, dude. I don't think they are particularly dangerous per se, but still, I don't want to fall in the water with that thing swimming around, bro. I'm not on board with that at all. Or in fact, actually, I would prefer to be on board rather than not be on board talking about ships anyway. Let's move on, guys. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, this breakdown of 3 more cases. If you did, don't forget to smash the like button. You should have done that a long time ago. Why don't you smash the like button? YouTube needs to learn that you enjoy this content, and that's the only way how you can show it. You can also subscribe to the channel for more. You can check in the description. There's a playlist of millions of videos I've done. Okay, no, that's not true. But quite a few videos. I put them all in the like UFO debunking playlist, so you can check that out. Watch all the other videos, all the other episodes. And you might actually learn something about some clips that you've previously seen and you thought they might be real. And they were debunked in another episode of my show. So thanks so much for watching. Again, join our Discord. Link to that is in the description. Subscribe, smash like, do the things. I see you in the next one. All right. Take care of yourselves. I'm out. Bye.